Todd Talks.
So it's important to know what our neuroses are. We all have our neuroses. But what's important is not to know what our neuroses are to beat ourselves up, make ourselves feel worse, make ourselves feel guilty and bad about ourselves. Because the things, all of our neuroses are like, they're sort of, they're obstructions to who we really are, who we really want to become. So think of it like, I've been taught a couple different ways. One of the metaphors that I recall is like an onion, and pretend that the real you is the core of the onion. And over time, we build up these layers, these onion layers that wrap around our core, and we have to peel back the layers to become who we are, right? To get to the center, to get to the meat. You could think of it in a bunch of different ways, because ultimately your true self, your true center is a beautiful, very spiritual being that's made of love and compassion and kindness and caring and all the wonderful stuff. And it's not to say that life isn't challenging, because it is challenging, but it doesn't matter, because the real core, the real you is the essence of life. It's the essence of who you really are, which is that kindness, that compassion, the understanding and learning, and all that wonderful stuff is at the core. So anything that we would call a neuroses, for example, neuroses would be nervous habits, fear, anxiety, worry, depression, anger, frustration, nail biting, nervous tics, stuttering, OCD, all of the modern day terminology. These are all neuroses. They're all, we all create these words, this terminology to describe what's going on. But nonetheless, we need to look at whatever it is. Maybe I'm afraid of relationships. Maybe I'm afraid of love and intimacy. Maybe I'm afraid to go into crowded theaters. Pick and choose. We all have them. Now, it's important to understand, too, the difference between personality traits. We all have a natural personality trait. Some people might be a little less comfortable in public settings than others. And that's okay. And that's okay to have. We're all made a little bit different. Some of us are more naturally prone to being intimate and being kind and loving and considerate and compassionate. Some of us are natural with that, and some of us take a lot of work. It's like anything in life. Some things take a little more work for others. They don't. That's just how it is. But I'm talking to you specifically about looking at your neuroses. We go to a psychiatrist, we go to a psychologist or whatever, or we self-explore too, try to find out what's going on, what's wrong with me. And here's what I'm going to tell you. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. Nothing wrong with any of us. It's our choices, it's our actions, it's our lack of understanding. And that's what I'm committed to doing. I have been committed to doing that myself for a long, long time, and I hope to be doing it for another set of long, long time years, so to speak. But I'm trying to help you understand that there's nothing wrong with you, and that understanding your neuroses, it doesn't matter how good you think you are, how cool you think you are, we all have neuroses, and understanding them helps you strip away the layers and say, oh, that's why I do that. That's why I'm judgmental and angry and argumentative and critical of other people, because I lack self-esteem. And I lack self-esteem because, I don't know, I've never really learned how to love myself, and I never really learned how to give myself self-respect. And I was picked on as a kid, and my father was never around, or my mother was mean to me, or whatever it is, digging down to that root. pulling the roots up and looking at those ugly, dirty roots is really important. And you can do it quickly. You can do it very, very quickly and very, very efficiently so that you can learn it quickly and you can move on. You can brush yourself off and say, okay, I'm committed to doing the work now. Understanding why I have this neuroses. And it, by the way, it could just very well be a habit, a quote-unquote nervous habit, where you create something out of a habit. And guess what? Those are all neurological strands that formulate in your brain and wire together to say, hey, this is my new habit. And just as easily, you can create another new habit. You can actually work on a new habit. So let's work on that. Let's work on our neuroses and remember that it's not you. It's not who you really are. You are not your habits. You are not your neuroses whatsoever. But knowing them and understanding them is important to knowing the obstructions to who you really are and what you want to become. So take a notepad or make a mental note of your neuroses and say, oh, why am I like this? Why did this happen? To avoid it in the future and start making a new habit and pushing yourself in a new direction, just to understanding your neuroses. Very, very important. I'm going to do more on this later. I'm going to do a talk. I'm going to do a presentation talk, and I'm also going to be interviewing some people talking about some of this stuff. So stay tuned. Remember, there's always a creative solution to everything you do in life, and that's what I'm committed to helping you with. So God bless and have a wonderful day. And think about your neuroses and how you can say thank you and sayonara. Have a nice day and start working on new habits. I'm Todd, a lifetime artist and passionate creative professional with over 30 years of incredible experience. A wellness, martial arts, Zen, and spiritual teacher, imaginative entrepreneur, and honored husband, father, and grandfather. I'm driven to helping others achieve their personal, professional, and spiritual best. You can find me online at toddschen.com or mitchellcreativegroup.com. Thank you.